episode of I'm in here with some great, lovely ladies. We're going to move on to the next topic, which is going to be relationships. And what is the deal, ladies? How do you feel about dealing with a married man? Because Fantasia got herself into some emotional turmoil. I would have to say emotional turmoil, which really kind of took her over the edge, according to media report, allegedly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, what is it? I mean, do y'all have those boundaries? Because they're out here. Come on,
that topic right there. I mean, I have unknowingly been the other woman. So
Me
I
too.
can personally relate to that one. When you find out after the fact that, all of a sudden you the other woman and either somebody's coming at you. And I think that's what she found herself in. And she didn't know how to deal. So, she actually took the wrong way about it. But, she was the other woman and she got her heart broken. She was in love. And
it was what it was.
Yeah.
And she should have just known.
Well, fill me in there because I don't know the story.
I heard that she met the guy at the T-Mobile store.
Okay.
And there were reports that he was married back then. I don't know if y'all remember back the BET Awards.
Yeah, it was.
And she took him to the BET Awards
What?
with her.
Because
and
she
he
thought
sat
he
in the
was
seat
separated
behind
now.
her. Okay, I put in the urban networks, people were talking about it then.
Yeah.
And now it just recently came about because the lady is suing her.
Yeah.
Because in North Carolina, the law it's called alienation of affection.
Mm-hmm.
She's suing her because in North Carolina it's on the books. It's already precedent. A
Right.
woman sued her husband's mistress and won.
But
like
that's what's on the books with
$9 million.
Gabrielle Union and Dwayne
Right.
Wade. We
Yeah.
talked about that the last episode.
Yes.
Y'all,
Right.
It's president.
Yeah.
It's president.
Right.
So Fantasia is being sued.
Yeah,
so
but
now
that's how she found out about everything. When she went to court, she found out about the sex tape that she didn't know about, that he was taping her. She found out that they were not officially separated. But the thing is, the big debate is because it's like, okay, how are y'all not separated? But you've been paying child support. You've been paying her actual money to be out the house. So it's like it's a big confusion behind that. And when she realized she looked like a fool, that's when she kind of snapped.
it sounded to me like it could be a setup.
well, but that won't be. She wouldn't be the first one who's
Right.
been
No,
duped.
not
Exactly.
not publicity, but I mean, I just think it's a little.
On his behalf, it
Yeah.
sounds like a little scheme.
He did-
Yeah,
he was
but
giving
then it's
both
also
of them.
unsmart on her behalf because you have a lot to protect.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
right.
She has a lot to protect. I think she just has a lot to protect. And it
But
could
even
just
on
be
her
like,
little
okay, well,
show, I didn't see handlers around her
No.
like they needed to be.
No.
Because she kept going through stuff with her brother that was really like,
unnecessary.
right, that's what I was saying. So,
agree.
yeah, evidently, American Idol might have given her the platform
But she needs
to
a
be
PR.
successful. Yeah.
Yeah.
She needs PR, and evidently PR
Exactly.
costs
Yeah.
money, dinero.
Exactly.
Okay?
But she, according to her show, I don't know if y'all watched it, but it's like she takes care of her whole family. How could you
Yes.
go into a situation with a man just off the basis that he says that he's separated without doing your research? Because
Because
Carolina,
she
she's
knew
a
everything.
resident, but North
When you take on that role to take care of your whole family, sometimes nobody can come and talk to you. Okay? When you holding it down for your whole family, like Trey Songz's mother said on her show, which threw me for a loop, I learned what a real man is supposed to be from my son. That didn't sound right to me.
No, that
That's
sounds
it.
backwards.
Yeah, right.
I agree with that one.
I mean, I understand that he came down, that's the only man that held it down and has been able to take care of her, but that wasn't the place for your son. So, I just, when you are that person who is holding it down for your whole family, imagine. See, we can't imagine because we ain't holding down. I ain't taking care of my mama and my aunt and you know what I'm saying? But when you are that person, you're thrown into a role where nobody can tell you anything sometimes. It gets to a point like that. So maybe mama did try and say,
Right.
sweetie,
Don't worry.
this might not be the right situation for you, sweetie. And she said, Mom, I'm paying your bills.
Right.
You can't tell me.
Unfortunately,
Not
there's a
wanting to
lot
listen.
more of that
Right.
Grandpa
happening
there.
with the single mother things going on. And it's like you always see that in those cases when they get a little bit older. It's like the guidance is there, but it's not really there when they make the right decisions. I've learned that a lot. I'm a single mom myself, and I found myself raising a man to be a good man, but, not really the ones that I see out there are good examples for them.
Right.
So, I mean, the Trey Songz situation, what you're just saying about his mom saying,
She
that
learned.
statement that
Yeah.
she's learning from him, that's backwards.
Right.
So.
Well, because I think a lot of times these roles, when you have kids, when you're having them too young, these roles and boundaries aren't really established early. See, and I mean, I don't have kids, but just from sitting back watching it. And so with us in the back to school time,
Yeah.
I've been dying to understand What do you parents, how do you teach your kids to speak or treat authoritative figures that they may encounter at school? Whether it's the teacher, the principal, it could be the hallway monitor. These kids have a mouth these days.
Yes.
How do y'all? Is that okay for them to say what they feel?
No, it's not okay. I teach my son to treat his teacher in the manner in which he would treat me. And that's with respect. You give me respect, you give your teachers respect. That's it. Bottom line, nothing else is accepted. If I have a situation like that though, where I feel like the teacher feels like she's been disrespected, I address that with him and the teacher at the same time. That way she can say what she has to say about it, and he can tell me his side of the story before I decide what.
Now, do you let your child talk to you crazy? Because now I haven't been around you and your child, but I observe out in the street where. See, I'm old school. Now, my mother's like 80 years old, so my mother would be considered your grandmother. All right? And what I see in young people these days, they let their kids talk to them any kind of way. That wouldn't be okay for their child to talk to me. I have to tell them when I go into these Votex schools, hold on, sweetie, I'm not your mama, and I don't know how you talk to her.
Right.
But you're not going to talk to me like that today. So I just wonder if you've let your guard be down when you're speaking to your kids. Is it okay? Because sometimes we send them the wrong message.
No, it's not. I mean, I'm old school too.
Okay.
Like I said, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on the situation, I actually am one of those young single moms. I had my first child at 16.
Okay.
But that actually made me more mature as I got older because I decided I wanted to be responsible. But I believe in the whole village raising a child.
Right.
So I tell people, if I met Samandy today and I said if she's going to be watching my kids, she's acting like their mom.
Right.
Yes.
So don't leave your kids with somebody that you don't feel is going to be. So I would sit beside Samandy and be like, okay, if you need to beat them, if you need to do anything, these are what you need to do, because I believe in a village. So I think it takes all of us kind of coming together to kind of get our generations to act right.
Yeah, and with that, I let my son know, if you're in my friend or my mother's company and she tell you to do something and you don't listen and she pop you, don't call me.
Right.
Exactly.
What you about to say? You like you eating up over there? Come on.
Sorry, I actually had a class full of 17 first graders when I was working with the YMCA in Brooklyn. But shout out to y'all if y'all watching. But one thing I do notice about young children whatever is that they like to be respected as human beings. And I think that sometimes even teachers fail to realize that, and that they fail to talk to somebody, even if they're in first grade. If you talk to them like I would talk to you in a respectful manner, they will respect you. But if you yell at them or you just, just treat them like they're just a little kid, they're not going to respect that because they want to be a human. It's all about humanity.
All right. Well, you know what? We're definitely going to pick up on this in a little bit. So stay tuned, because we're going to pick up on this in a little bit. We'll be right back. This is definitely a hot topic. And this is She